Hello everyone, my name is Chetan Kumar and I'm a senior data analyst. I have over 8 years of experience working on the data. So today we are going to learn LOD calculation. Before we get started, please do like and subscribe to my channel and please leave a comment if you like it, if you have any doubts. So today's topic is understanding LOD calculations in Tableau. So these calculations are an essential part of data analysis in Tableau because they allow us to control the granularity of the data we are working with. No matter how the view is structured, by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to use fixed, include, and exclude LOD expressions to get the insights you need. So let's get started. Let's load the data. So today we are going to use sample superstore dataset. So you can download this dataset from Tableau public. We're going to work on orders. Let's go to the view. First, let's understand what LOD expressions are. Simply put, LOD expressions are a way to control the level of granularity of your calculations in Tableau. Tableau typically calculates data based on the level of details present in the view, but sometimes you may need to perform calculations at a different level of detail that is in the view actually. So there are three types of LOD calculation that you can use: fixed, include, and exclude. Each type allows you to control the level of detail differently depending on your analysis needed. So let's start with fixed LOD calculation. Fixed expression lets you specify a particular level of detail that is independent of the view. That means you can fix your calculations at a certain dimension level even if those dimensions are not present in the view. Let's understand this with a use case. Imagine you have sales data and you want to calculate total sales for each region regardless of how many products are displayed in the view. Let's understand with the particular scenario practically. Let's drag region and let's drag category and let's drag sales to the view. Let's take the average sales for each region and category. So we are going to we are going to start with fixed. So let's rename it as fixed and let's write the calculation. The name of the calculation is fixed. Start it with curly braces. Then we mention the dimensions that we are going to calculate this for. For example, we have region and category already in the view. I'll show you two scenarios. We have region category already in the view. Now we want to check based on we want to check only based on subcategory. We don't, irrespective of region and category, we want only at subcategory level. We just take subcategory and average sales. And we close it with curly braces. And we drag fixed. Now this 445.2 is based on subcategory level. So within this within this region, within this category, whatever the subcategory, this is an average for that particular average sales for that category. Now this field is not available in the view. Fixed calculation is a very powerful calculation. So we should be mindful before using this particular calculation. You need to understand what the use case and should not impact the view. So let's calculate based on region and be only the region. Irrespective of whatever is available, what is not available, whatever you mentioned, whatever dimension you mentioned here, it's going to calculate fixed to only that. It doesn't care whatever is in the view. As you can see, it's showing 215.77, right? But for central and furniture, it's 340.5, but it's 215.77 all through. Because this is calculating based on central. So this is sum of these and average taken. So for example, if I remove category from here, the values are same. If you go back, so this is a good example for fixed calculation, how you can use it. So this calculation will give you the total sales for each region if you don't have the region field or if you don't have the subcategory field. This expression ignores whatever dimensions are in the view and only calculate based on the region dimension or subcategory dimension or only category. Whatever you make add in the fixed, it's going to calculate only based on that, irrespective of whatever is in the view. So you would use the fixed LOD when you want to perform a calculation at a specific level of detail, no matter how your view is set up. So this is the fixed calculation. Let's move on to the include. So let's understand include. So what is include level of detail calculation? The include expression allows you to perform a calculation using additional dimension, which might not be in the view. It essentially adds dimension to the calculation that aren't necessary in the view. Previously, what we learned, irrespective of whatever view field that we have, whatever dimension we have in the view, it is going to give you based on what dimension you are looking for, exactly only on that particular dimension. But what include does is it keeps those dimension and adds another one. Let's understand this particular scenario with a practical viewpoint. Let's understand a use case before that. Let's say you are looking at sales by product category, but you want to include the region dimension in your calculation for total sales, or if you are using based on region and category, and you want to view the include value based on subcategory too, but you don't want to add that field in the view. At this particular scenario, you use include. Let's understand it practically, how we can implement. Let's drag region, let's drag category, and let's drag sales. Let's take average sales. Okay, now we have the view ready. Now let's do a calculation for include. The syntax stays the same, starts with curly braces. You just need to mention include and just click on that. It'll show you, it'll start with the curly braces. Same format for all the three LOD expressions. Next, include. So include means you are adding a view, adding something in the view, right? If you leave as region and categories as same and you just mention here as average of sales and close. It's the same because include is including region and category both. That's why the values are exactly the same because normal sales value is also taking the average of both. Now let's change our calculation a bit. Now let's include subcategory and apply. As you can see, it changed. Let's do an edit and take average. So before it was 340.5 and now it is 4 and 4. The 4 and 4 is including the subcategory. So it was central, furniture, This is the average sales. But here central furniture and subcategory, and this is the average sales. So include allow you to add an extra column or add an extra dimension to your view without adding that particular dimension in your view. So let's this calculation will calculate the total sales, including the region level of detail or subcategory level of detail, even though it's not in the view. So the include expression ensure the region is considered in the aggregation, but you still get the sales by product category. So you'd use include when you want to perform a calculation at a more granular level than your view, but you don't want to change the level of detail of your view itself. So in those cases, you use include. Let's understand exclude. So before we start with exclude, so this is the last calculation that we do for level of details. That's exclude. We learned fixed, we learned include. Now we are going to learn exclude. Exclude expression lets you exclude certain dimensions from the calculation even if they appear in the view. It's the opposite of include expression. So fixed is fixing a particular value only shows at that level. Include adds a value outside the one that is in the view. Exclude eliminates a value that is in the view, and you just you it decreases the complexity of the view. If you have more dimension, you can decrease the complexity of the view and use exclude. Let's understand with a use case. Let's say you have sales by region and product and date in your view, but you only want to calculate the sales without considering the product dimension. So it excludes that product dimension. Let's understand practically how it works. Let's drag region. Let's drag category. Let's drag sales. Let's take average of sales. Okay, so our view is ready. Let's drag category to colors. Now we are going to calculate exclude. The syntax stays the same, exclude. Now we are excluding category, right? For example, if you don't exclude anything and we just take average of sales. The value is same, 340.5, 340.5. Because it's not excluding anything, it's considering both in the view. But if you want to just check the value, if you want to just check the details based on region, not based on category, so we just mention the ones that we want to eliminate or we want to remove. Now this is 215, it's showing the value only based on the region, not based on the category. If we remove category from here, the values will be same. For example, let me just category from the colors. So as you can see, 215.77, 215.77. It's the same. Now let's get the category back. So this is a use case for exclude where you want to show the value based on the region itself. You don't want to include category, even though the view is the feed is available in the view. You don't tend to show. You don't want to. If in the analysis, if it is not needed, you can exclude that. So it just ignores that particular view if you don't need it. So you use exclude when you want to perform a calculation at a level of detail that removes certain dimensions from the aggregation, even those dimensions are a part of the view. Let's understand a real world scenario to see how those LOD expressions come into play. Suppose you work with sales data and want to analyze the performance of products at a regional level. You want to calculate the total sales for each region, regardless of which product is being shown. But you also want to know how each product performs within that region. So when you use fixed LOD calculation here, that would give you a total sales calculation for each region no matter what else is in the view. Include LOD would allow you to add product details into the regional sales calculation, and exclude LOD would allow you to calculate sales by region excluding products to overall regional performance, ignoring product level details. So we learned fixed, we learned include, we learned exclude. Let's rephrase again. Fixed, it just calculates based on the fixed dimension that you use. The dimension that is used in the calculation, irrespective of either in the view or not in the view, it's only going to calculate based on that. Second, include, it's always going to include an extra dimension to the view. The existing view, it only adds a value to an existing view. Like if you have category and region, subcategory you can add without even adding it in the view. Third is exclude. Now you have category, region, and subcategory, and you want to show the value only at regional level. You want to exclude category and subcategory, you can exclude that. So before we wind up, I want to give some tips for LOD calculations. Be mindful of performance when using fixed LOD calculation, because it can make your process slow, especially with large data sets. Only use them when you really need a specific level of detail that isn't in the view. Use include you include to add details. If you want to include more details in your calculation, like adding a dimension to the calculation that isn't in your view, use include. It's like saying include this dimension in the math, but keep out of the view. Exclude is to simplify. If your view has too many dimensions and you want to remove one from the calculation, or you want to remove multiple from the particular dimension, ignoring product category or for the regional sales, for example, you use exclude to make your calculation even simpler. So it simplifies your calculation. Combine your LOD expression with filters to get more refined results, like calculating sales for a specific region but only for top performing products. So this wraps up our view of LOD calculation in Tableau. Hopefully this video helps you understand how to use fixed, include, and exclude expressions to control the granularity of your calculation. LOD expressions are incredibly powerful tools for data analysis and can really help you refine your Tableau dashboards. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to more Tableau tips and tricks. Let me know in the comment if you have any questions or want to see more examples. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next session.